Hello! Today I want to talk about con swag. So it's that time of year for me again, where I take a trip to America to see my girlfriend and to have a holiday in general. And this year again I went to Florida and to Metrocon in Tampa, which I've been to for a couple of years now, and it's always a fun anime convention and a good place to pick up some con swag. And now that I'm home, I'd like to show off all the interesting things that I got on my holidays. So the first thing that I got was actually a present from my girlfriend. Mana knows that I really like science and scientists and all that good stuff. So she got me a copy of Bill Nye's autobiography, Everything All at Once. This was a signed copy, so it's got Bill Nye's signature in the front. And that's very cool. I'll enjoy flicking through that. Very thoughtful of her to get me that. And yeah, the first couple of days of our holiday was at Metrocon, which had a number of cool special guest voice actors, which I was able to get some things signed. For the most part, it was these prints that I had made beforehand. So there we have Jamie Marchi, who plays Shoko in Baka and Test. I believe she also wrote the English script for that show, which is very cool. There we have Jeannie Tirado, Ryuzu in Clockwork Planet. Next one is Scott McNeil, who's always at Metrocon. I've got his signature several times now, but I did this print of Ali Al-Sarches from Gundam 00 because it was the 10th anniversary for 00 this year, so it's cool to get his signature on that. This one I got Micah Solasad and Afia Yu, who are both in the new Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card arc, so it's very cool to have both of their signatures. They play Ariel and Spinal Sun in that show. Next one is J. Michael Tatum. His panels were really funny, really entertaining, really nice guy. Obviously he plays Scar in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, amongst a lot of other shows. And the last one was something I'd gotten signed before. Last year I got this Rescue Bots book signed by Steve Bloom, who plays Heatwave. This year, the voice of Cade, who is Heatwave's partner in that show. Jason Marsden was there. He's also a big-time Disney voice actor, so it was really fun to meet him. He was really nice. All the guests were really nice. I had a really good time meeting them. This year for Metrocon, I bought a VIP pass, which allowed me to get into the dealer's room slightly earlier, and I'm glad I did, because in that time, I found some really cool Kamen Rider action figures, almost all at once, which was really fun. The first one I got was this SH Fig Arts of Kamen Rider Black RX. I believe this is the newer release, so this one has the better proportions and sculpting. And I got this one for $45, which is a pretty good retail price for Fig Arts. This one looks really good. It's got some cool Revel Cane parts, and generally has a nice look to it, so I was happy to pick that up. These next ones I all found at the same booth, and they were on a table for $20 each, which is a really good price, for especially for some of these. First one is this TK01 Kamen Rider Drive. This is the gimmick line figure for Drive, brand new. I think $20 is about the right price for it, especially because it's in such nice condition. So yeah, that's very cool. I might see if I can track down some of the tire sets, if they're cheap, like just the tires on their own, so I can play with this a bit more. Next one is this older figure. It is a Sochaku Henshin figure, 2002 it says. When I first looked at this, I thought it was cool to see a Sochaku Henshin figure. I thought it was the regular Kamen Rider Ichigo, but I quickly saw it was for the evil Shocker Riders, which are some of the baddies in the original Kamen Rider show. They have the yellow wrists and boots and scarf, so yeah, that's very cool to see. I'm very happy about finding that one. And this final one, I didn't see it first because these two were on top of it, but I'm very glad I uncovered this RD Kamen Rider O's figure. These are really quite difficult to come across. They were originally prize machine figures in Japan, and they're this 3/4 scale, almost chibi line of action figures for Kamen Rider, but they've got really high levels of articulation and detail. So to get this for $20, I think is a bargain. Super happy about finding that one. Next for the first day, I got this blind box for Yokai Watch. It's made by Kadokawa, and it's for their trading rubber stamp collection. I really like the quality of these trading rubber stamps. And I managed to pick up this one blind for $5, which isn't bad at all. There are 8 overall, and the one I managed to get was Robonyan, who looks like this. So I'm pretty happy about getting that one. The only one I really didn't want to get was no Gunpla. So yeah, Robonyam's a good one to get. It's not an anime convention without Gunpla. And this year at Metrocon they had a really big Gunpla booth. And it surprised me the amount of really large kits that they had. The big ones in the massive boxes for like $200. Obviously I didn't buy one of those because it wouldn't have fit in my suitcase back home. But it was cool to see. I've never actually seen them in person before. But the Gunpla kit that I got is a bit smaller scale. I got this HG Leo from Gundam Wing. I absolutely love the box art for this. Gundam Wing has like the best grunt mobile suits out of all the series, I think. So it's really nice that they put out this Leo kit, which I got for $15, which is about retail. So very pleased about that. Next thing I got is something I routinely get at one of these anime conventions. It is a Monster Hunter figure builder statue. These are also blind boxes. I think this is the latest series, Plus Volume 10, and I've already opened it, but it has some of the newer monsters from Monster Hunter World, and the figure that I got was this one of Legiana, the icy wyvern that's in Monster Hunter World. This figure is really cool. I love the wings on it, and the design of this monster is fantastic. So I'm really happy to get that one. The next thing I got is this. Recently I've been on quite a bit of a card game kick, as you'll probably see in some of my videos coming up. And at one of the booths they were selling boxes like this of a lot of trading cards for $15 each. And this one is a game that I've been looking at for a while now. It's for the Final Fantasy trading card game. It says 500 cards. Actually, it was 403 in total. But the booster packs for these are quite expensive, so getting about 400, 500 for $15 is really good. And there's a lot of them in here, if you can see that. Mostly they're all common and uncommon cards. There's some rares in here as well. There's doubles, obviously, but there should be enough here for me to make a deck out of, which I'm looking forward to doing. The feel of these cards are really good. They've got a really nice back to them. So I'm looking forward to organising all of them and seeing in more detail what I've actually got. The last thing I got at the convention is another model kit of sorts. It's this Zoids Wild Ganontoys. It's very large. So Zoids Wild only came out about a month ago. Something like that. So I was a bit surprised to see this at the convention. It's a bit of a coincidence that this one was there, because after looking into Zoids Wild, the Ganontoys was most likely the only one that I'd want to get. So it was cool to see it there. This one cost me $45, which I think I worked out was about £3 more than what it would have been online. So to just have it straight away was worth that price, I think. These figures are really cool. They've got a motor in them like the old Zoids, so they can move around, and this one specifically has a giant cannon that comes out of the shell and fires in and out. So I'm really looking forward to putting that together. And as for the convention itself, that's all the things I got from it. But being in America, I like to do a little bit of extra shopping for stuff I don't usually see in the UK, because the choice in the American stores is so much bigger than over here. So we went to a bookstore and I picked up the latest volume of Gundam Wing, Glory of the Losers. This is volume 7 and it has a really nice artwork of Rilina on there. I was looking for this at the convention, but they didn't have it, which was a bit of a shame. But I'm still glad to have found it. This picture of the Tallgeese on the back with the Wing Zero wings is especially good. In that same bookstore, I found some more trading cards. This time 2 packs of the Yokai Watch trading card game, the English trading card game. Only 2, because this game is kind of out of print now and never got released in the UK either, but it's everywhere in Europe and not in English, so it's kind of difficult to get hold of. We went around looking for more packs and hopefully the decks, but didn't see any. So yeah, I might try and track down some more of these cards at some point, but I don't know. It was still cool to get 2 packs at least. That same day we went to Hot Topic, which I think I've mentioned before is not a store that exists in the UK. It's cool for me to go there and see all the anime merch. And from there I got this t-shirt. which has a rather excellent picture from the Junji Ito collection of Tomie, and a quote which says, "But she's still beautiful, right?" and this awesome artwork on it. I'm a big fan of the Junji Ito manga, so seeing that was really awesome, and I'm glad to have picked that up. Next is some more trading cards. When we were in one of the dollar stores, I went to check out the surprisingly large range of trading cards that were there, and found some of these Attack on Titan trading card game packs for $1 each, which have 5 cards in them. So I went and bought 15 packs of those. These are actually for a game called Metacross, which I've not heard of before, but I opened this pack up, and yeah, they've got artwork from the anime on them, and after doing a little bit of research on the Metacross cards, a full pack for the Attack on Titan cards has 12 in them for I think about $3 or $4, so getting 5 for $1 was really good value, I think. So I'm happy to have picked them up. And lastly, me and Mana went to Disney's Animal Kingdom and had a really nice day out there, where I picked up some souvenirs for my family, and also some more of these pressed pennies, which I'm kind of all about. So I got this one with a dinosaur skeleton on, this one with a lion on it, even though I didn't see any lions. We saw a tiger, but then it chucked it down, and I mean like chucked it down, which made it run away. And finally, this really nice pressed quarter instead of a penny, which was a little bit more expensive, but it has Pocahontas on it, who we met at the park. Mana said she wanted to meet Pocahontas, and I was umming and ahhing about it, but I was like, oh, okay, we'll do it. And we did, and it was really good. So I wanted to get a press thing with Pocahontas on, because it was really fun. And I think that about wraps it up. The convention was really fun. I had a really good time spending time with Mana some more, and all the things we did together. It always makes for a good holiday, and it's always a really good opportunity to get some con swag. As for videos coming up, when I got back, my package for the Yokai Watch Elder had arrived, so these are going to be the next couple of videos. So we've got the Elder itself, the Yokai Arc holder, and 2 boxes of Yokai Arc, so look forward to those coming out. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again.